Hello, 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 and welcome back to the channel. My name is Asia Laria, and on this channel, I talk about motherhood, health, culture, and some things in between. But I want to tell you all something big news. I am a swim mom. I am a swim mom, not a soccer mom, not a football mom, not a traveling basketball mom. No, a swim mom, okay? No weekends. The kids have been doing it for a while now, for a couple months. They started in the fall, and I'm just getting around to this video. It's their first time taking professional swimming classes. It is very professional. It's not like you know, swim and just have fun type of extracurricular activity. Like, no, these are paid swimming classes, and they're doing really, really well. And I've always wanted to put them into swimming classes. We did try. Oh, why is Mary falling? Oh, I must be losing weight if my rings are falling off, right? So we did try a swimming class over the summer, but that swimming class, the price was okay, but it just seemed, and the lady was really nice. The instructor was really nice. She was. It just seemed like, people prices now, you have to be careful. They're doing a lot of scamming now, right? I'm not saying that the program was scamming, but when you see a price, you're like, oh, they're scamming. They must really need the money. I don't know. Does that make sense? But, we decided to wait until our town opened up swimming through the recreation department, and I'm so glad that they're doing it. They're doing really, really well. Like I said, this is their first time taking, actual professional swimming classes. And I feel like my duty as a mother is to prepare my children for the world, okay? Physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. And I feel like putting them in swimming classes and signing them up so they can know how to swim is a duty, is like motherhood to do number 8,753, okay? That's how I feel. I want to teach my kids everything. Some things I can teach them, some things I cannot teach them. And swimming is a skill or sport that I cannot teach them. So that is why they're taking swimming classes. And I feel like it is my duty as a mother to make sure they are prepared for this world, whether it be emotionally, mentally, financially, spiritually, academically, right? And I feel like swimming falls into that physical category. I believe it is very important for children and adults to know how to swim. We all know, or I'm not sure if everybody knows, that Black children are more likely to drown than white children. I don't know the exact numbers, but take my word. And let me go get my phone, okay? So according to Google, Black children in the US are significantly more likely to drown than white children, with fatal drowning rates for Black children aged 10 to 14 being 7.6 times higher than white peers. Data indicates 64% of Black children have little to no ability, often due to historical lack of access to pools. Let me read it again. Data indicates 64% of Black children have little to no swimming ability, often due to historical lack of access to pools. Do you hear the key words? Historical lack of access to pools. That is very profound. It's echoing. You can't swim here, you can swim there. there were so many rules. Okay, civil rights, due to historical access to pools. Okay, that historical access was what, 60 years ago, 65 years ago. So we're still catching up. We're still trying to get there. And that is, I didn't even think of that reason of why to put my children in swimming classes. I did not think of that reason, but that is another reason. I think that is reason probably number one. That is reason number one. Black children historically, or black people historically, had limited access to pools. So yes, that is the number one reason. Now that I think about it, that's the number one reason why my children are in swimming classes. Okay, and they are swimming in the town. And the fact that our town, we live in a city, the fact that our city is a black and brown city, and they are providing swimming lessons for the children and adults, and they also do open swim, like free open swim on the weekends. I love it. Kudos to them. I really, really love it. So number two, the reason why they are doing swimming classes is because my children, or number three, not that it's my duty, historical lack of access, but we go to the water parks. We go to American Dream, we go to Great Wolf Lodge. We're always at the beach. The kids always have on their life jackets. I always make sure that they have on their life jackets. Or when they were really small, I would put on the matching wrist lock. I've told you all about it before in other videos, or maybe in some reels or TikToks. I think that is really good if you have little ones, like really, really little ones. And we also use it. We used to use it when we would be walking. One was in the stroller, one is walking. I would just put the wrist lock on one, and I would have a lock as well. But it really came in handy when we were in Jamaica. But anyways, back to this. So yes, the kids are used to having on the life jackets in water, and I want them, they're getting older, I want them to know what to do when they don't have their life jackets on. I think that's very important that they know what to do when they don't have their life jackets on. And I want them to feel very comfortable in the water without their life jackets on. I want them to have, I want them to feel comfortable and have even more fun in the water, and feel confident and free in the water, and have fun because they know how to swim. They know the skills. They know what to do. They know different techniques and stuff like that. And I'm glad to say that it is really paying off. It really, really is paying off. The kids had the chance to show off their swimming skills at Great Wolf Lodge. We all went for my daughter's birthday in March, or earlier in the month. I don't know when I'm going to post this video, but yeah. And seeing them in the water, I was so impressed. I was so impressed. I was so proud of them. They did not have their life jackets on. There is life jackets always at every water park. They didn't have it on. And we first went into the lazy river, and they jumped right in. And I can tell they remembered every technique that their coach taught them, without even thinking. They just know, this is the water. I know what to do. I know how to do it. And they just went. If you want to see how they swam at Great Wolf Lodge, you can watch the vlog. But I was so impressed. I was so proud of them. And my anxiety was lower, because usually when we go to the parks, the water parks, or the beach, especially when they were younger, when we started to go, of course, as a mom, my anxiety was, very high. I want them to have fun, but I'm also, this is water. Water is very dangerous. So I'm like, don't go. We used to have a lot of rules. You cannot go behind me. You need to stay in front of me a certain feet. And they needed to have on their life jackets, and they needed to have on their wrist locks. And you know, I was just, and they couldn't be so far away from me. They could not be far away from me at all. Like, you know, we would be at the parks, they would be enjoying themselves, but I can't say I was like freely, you know, unminded enjoying myself because I was just watching them. I had every eye on them. Okay, I only have two eyes, but it's like I had two eyes on one kid and two eyes on the other kid. Okay, but this time at Great Wolf Lodge, they did so good. They were so comfortable in the water. They were so free in the water. Okay, my black children were so free in the water. They were so happy in the water. They were going underwater. Nobody cried if water got in their nose or in their eyes or... So with that being said, let me show you all what goes in our swim bag. For their swim bag, I just used one of our duffel bags. It's from Target. Like, I think I got this 3 summers ago. I don't have the, you know, the viral beach bag yet. So I just used that. So let me start off with their swimsuits. For their swimsuits, they wear a full body. I want to show you guys too. They wear a full body. Can I show you guys? Full body scuba swimsuit. Full body, long sleeve. It goes all the way down to their ankles. So the kids wear full body scuba swimsuits, long sleeves, and they go all the way down to their ankles. So yeah, so let me tell you about these swimsuits, okay? Their very first day at swim class or swimming lessons, they had on their like regular swimsuits, you know, that we go to the beach at the water parks. Nobody was looking at them or anything, but people don't wear the water park beach swimsuits to swimming lessons, okay? Everyone was in very professional scuba full body swimsuits, okay? So that night when we came home, I immediately ordered them the scuba swimsuits. And to be honest, I really like these swimsuits because one, it makes them feel like professional. It makes them feel really good and confident because this is what real swimmers use, right? Real divers, scuba divers. This is what they wear, and it makes them feel like, you know, just confident. So I really love that for them. Probably during the summer I'll switch to the short sleeve and like a mid leg one, a mid thigh one. But for now, these are really good. Another reason why I like these swimsuits and why I'm suggesting them to any parent is because if your kid is swimming in a cold pool, these swimsuits will keep your kid warm. Okay, my kids, fortunately, they do swim in a heated pool, but they keep them really warm. And with us starting in the fall and it's still cold here in Connecticut, it's, you know, this is really, really good. Okay. And I also realized when we're changing, they're not soaking wet. Like, we take these off and they're literally dry. Like, I don't have to like dry them off with a towel. They're pretty, like, you know, this keeps them dry. So because the water gets absorbed in the scuba material. So I guess one con, I don't really care about it, but when you do take them off, they're very heavy when they're wet. They're very, very heavy when they're wet. So when we come home, I immediately hang them out, and they do take like a day to dry. So yeah, I really love them. And then it also prevents, you know, if there's any accidents, you know, with their body showing any fashion malfunctions, this, you know, it covers them up and down, side to side. So I really love that. I would really recommend those for any kid doing swimming classes. This is my son's. I love the color. They are bright colors because remember, when you're picking your kids' swimsuits, whether it be like a sport type of swimsuit like these here or for the beach, they need to be bright colors, okay? Bright colors. We do yellows, we do turquoises, we do mostly just yellow. Yeah, pinks. We do pinks. Yep, we do pinks. So you want to make sure you order your kids bright color swimsuits, neon color swimsuits, okay? Let me bring this back down. They will be linked in my Amazon storefront this way. I really love them. I want one myself, okay? Next are their goggles. And I believe these goggles, I ordered them, there was a set. And it was a perfect set for my kids. It was like the perfect sibling brother sister set, okay? I think so. I can't remember. It will be linked in my Amazon storefront. So yeah, these goggles, they are holding up so good, and it matches their swimsuits. Sorry, they're a little dirty, but yeah, and the suction is really good. No water gets in their eyes. I like that it has the tie in the back instead of on the sides, and they can just tighten them easily, and then the snap to put them on. And then I love that it's wide, the wide lens. I really love that. And then for the goggles, we have, for us to keep organized and for the goggles not to get lost, I found these goggle cases. I love it. I really do. This helps the kids with organization. It helps me too with organization, and it matches their goggles. So they go right in. The goggles go right in. Oops, this is my son's. The goggles go right in, and they dry as well. And then they just hang them somewhere in the house and they just dry. It's perfect. It really keeps everything neat, because usually goggles in this house, they're never found, okay? They're never found, okay? Yeah, they just go. I believe this was a set as well. I can't remember. I think so. But if you click the link, you'll see that if it was a set or not. And then in my daughter's goggle case is her swimming cap. So this goes in her goggle case. It goes in our bag as well. The swimming cap, they've been doing okay with her here. They do okay when she doesn't have beads in. So we haven't found a swimming cap to completely cover the beads and keep her hair dry when she has the beads in, because when she has the beads in, it's just slipping off. The last cap had ripped. So when they first had started, she was wearing beads. So I was like, Mama, I don't think we can do beads anymore because of, they can't fit under your cap and then your hair gets wet. So we weren't doing beads for a while. And then she wanted beads for her birthday, of course. No, we did do the squishy beads. We had hard beads, I think, when we first started off. And then we did the squishy beads, and those fit under the cap. And they weren't, hurting her. It wasn't too much pressure on her head. But her birthday, she wanted hard beads. It's fine with me. I tried to convince her to do the squishy beads. She didn't want to. It's okay, right? So they didn't fit under the cap. So at the last practice, the cap was just coming off. And I was like, just take it off. It's okay. Just go. It's fine. Don't worry. So I don't know if I should order the bigger size cap in this. So maybe it will fit, the beads in and keep her hair dry. Or I don't know. Do you guys know any caps that are bead friendly? We don't do beads often. So I don't know. We'll see. But other than that, if we don't do beads, this cap is fine. It's really fine. So next is a towel. I was putting 2 beach towels, like big beach towels, in the bag, but I realized that was not necessary. Like I said, the scuba swimsuits, they're not like wet and drenched when we're changing. So I just bring it's my daughter's, her one, it's a very short towel, a Moana towel. It's a very short towel, okay? I just bring one because the bag was like, it was big, it was heavy, and I'm like, this is just too much. So I just bring one, and they're not, like I said, they're not really wet when we're changing, because all the water goes in the scuba suit. So I just bring a towel, of course. You need to. And then in the locker rooms, they can be, you know, kind of squirmy and just wet and just kind of yucky. So I bring this bed pad. I've had this. I must have took this when I was in the hospital when I was having my son. Yeah, I took this. So I just bring this so they can, you know, sit down comfortably and change. So I bring that. And then once they change, you know, they'll change into some sweatpants, a shirt. They put on these fluffy socks, right? Are they called fluffy socks? I got them from Dollar Tree. They're just these fluffy socks. Because these, you know, it's winter time right now in Connecticut. So when they get out, it's very cold. You know, they're going from the pool and then to the car. So I feel like the fluffy socks keep them really warm and cozy. And also they're just easier to put on, you know, when they're changing. I feel like the other socks, they kind of, you know, kind of get caught on the skin because we're also moving fast. But these babies, these Dollar Tree socks, they just put their foot in, boom, boom. And, you know, just to make them feel nice and cozy and warm after getting out of the pool. Also, again, if your kid is in a non-heated pool, I would recommend these. Again, because it is winter time right now, they're going from a wet pool to the cold, you know, outside. They wear their fleeces. This is my daughter's. My son wore his to school today, so I can't show you his. Maybe when they come home, I can show you his. But they wear their fleeces, Columbia brand fleeces. I got these from Macy's. And they don't wear their big coats to swimming because it's just too much to carry, okay? It's just too much. So I park really close to school. You know, they just jump out, they go right into the school, and, you know, they just wear these. The fleeces they're good enough. So when they're changing, it also makes changing go quicker because changing two kids, it's like, I'm like huffing and puffing, okay? I'm like, let's go, come on, put your foot in. Like, it's a lot. So they just wear these after swimming class, keeps them warm. It's very, very warm, the Columbia fleeces. And then I also make sure that they keep their heads covered, okay? They put on their hats, even though they're not wearing their heavy winter coats. And they're going from the wet pool to, you know, freezing temperatures outside, or it's really cold outside. So I make sure that they have their hats on. Their hair is wet. You know, they have to have their hats on because me no want them pick up no draft, okay? No draft over here, okay? I don't want them to get sick. So I make sure that they have their hats on. They're really good about that. And then lastly is a wet bag. And I just use a trash bag, okay? This is the wet bag. I'm not going to link a $15 mesh wet bag. I'm not, okay? I will never do that to you guys, okay? I just use a good old Costco trash bag. All right, and this is our wet bag, okay? Lastly, which I cannot forget, are their snacks. Yes, snacks go in our swimming bag. It is a very important thing that goes in the swimming bag, okay? Swimming does work up an appetite, so the kids will munch on these on the ride home because by the time they finish with swimming, it is past dinner time, okay? So the one rule for our swimming bag is that the kids have to pack the swimming bag. I am not responsible for packing the swimming bag. I do not go to swimming class. They go to swimming class and they want to go. So they are responsible for making sure that their swimming bag is packed, okay, and that they are ready for swimming. They will do it, they're home, sorry. They will do it the night before or when we come in, but they've been doing it the night before. They've been doing really good with it. It's to teach them, you know, responsibility, is to teach them organization and to be accountable, you know, for what they need and when they need it. Like at the last class, my son's goggles were not in the swimming bag, and he had to deal with that. Thankfully, the coach, he always has extra swimming goggles, so he was able to get a swimming goggles. But what if there wasn't any more swimming goggles? And also, they're not the ones that you're used to, but you know, they worked out. But you know, it doesn't feel good to forget what you need and what you're used to, you know? So I'm teaching them that. Why nobody told me my collar is not good? So yeah, so that's just one way I am teaching them responsibility. So yes, that is it. We have swimming tonight, so they're gonna pack their swimming bag. Even though I have everything right here in the room, they're gonna do it, okay? I hope this video has been helpful. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else I should add in our swim bag. Let me know if your kid is doing classes. What age did they start? Are they still swimming? Let me know, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.